The allotted time is 6 minutes. Timer will start once you start speaking. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges and respected audiences, I would like first to introduce myself. My name is Ikhwarizmi Aziz from SMPN Garut, and I am now a 9th grader. You can just call me Al. And now, I want to ask you guys a question. Would you think that reading is important? Some people may dismiss the idea and say that, what's the point of learning when I can just watch the movie or just watch the quick YouTube summary about it? But what they may not know about the undeniable evidence which shows how much reading can heavily benefit us for good. There are tons and a lot of research which prove how much reading can heavily benefit us. There are proof and researches that shows that it increases our focus and concentration. That it can reduce our stress greatly. And then some other great benefits that I'm saving for later to say. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about a novel that has inspired me and one of my favorite novels of all time. It is a Korean piece of literature spanning over 2,000 chapters and titled Overkill. Overkill is a story about a VR adventure story. It tells the story about a young man who is a shut-in loser who suddenly became lucky, very lucky in a VR game in fact, that he got a legendary skill that no one else ever had. His name is Shin Young-woo, and I would have never ever thought that I would like Shin Young-woo as much as I do currently. As the 2,000 chapters steadily progresses, so does Shin's character as well. In chapter 10, Shin, who was always used to be lonely, made his first friend in his life. In chapter 100, Shin, who grew up to be poor, finally made him and his family come out of poverty. In chapter 500, Shin, who grew up to be insecure, finally found somebody who loves him. In chapter 1000, Shin, who used to be mocked and disgraced by his community, is now loved by the entire world. In chapter 1, we see Shin as a nobody, but now the whole world loves him. And wow, each time I flip a page to read more, the more and more I get hit and inspired by Shin's character. His hard work and determination to prove how much stronger he actually is than in the past. His love for his family and friendships, and mostly important of all, his hard work indeed. I absurdly love Overkill. It has inspired me to start talking like this, to start being more extroverted, to start doing more competitions. And it has made me who I am today. Every one of us can find a use in reading. There are a lot of benefits that we can get from reading. Maybe you can get inspired by some self-help books, or you might even get interested in psychology books, who knows? You can see other people's views of life, different views of life that is different from yours. See different opinions that holds more weight, maybe. You can get inspired from these actions. Which is why I encourage you to start reading more. Because you will indeed find something that you will love. There's no doubt about it. And because there is a research that shows that you have a 20% less chance of dying from old age. That's from Harvard Medical School. Anyways, thank you all for watching me today. I hope you all can learn something from this. Once again, Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, all, for your amazing performance.
Thank you.
Now, we would like to give a chance to one of the judges to give feedback and a question about regarding your speech. The judge who will have the opportunity to give a question will be Miss Sita. The time to answer the question will be 2 minutes. Timer will start once you start speaking. To Miss Sita, the time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love fiction books more because of how some crazy, wacky stuff can happen more in fiction than in real life, I think. Like, in fiction as well, you can get some stories about a dragon who fell in love with a princess maybe, or a story about someone of a unrealistic underdog story. That's what I love. To answer that, I don't really like non-fiction books, but I really like research books, like reading psychology, reading reading parenting skills that my mother have in his library, and some more like science, social science, and math. I like that.
Thank you all for your performance.